Alright, as you guys have seen the title and the thumbnail of this video, yes, it is 100% true that I have sold every single one of my rental properties last Friday. Today is August 29, and as of, I don't know, August 23rd, I think August 23rd, I officially signed all the paperwork. So this is going to be a very raw, unedited kind of video, and I wanted to keep it this way because I want people to know the realities of owning rental properties and realities of owning businesses and realities of running multiple businesses at the same time while having the personal problems that everybody goes through. So just kind of show you into perspective. This is a paperwork. This is pretty thick. It's probably twice the size of a regular closing document. And it was very expensive as well, and it was also a lot of back and forth with attorney and my partner. But for those of you guys who don't know, my name is Choe. I've been in the real estate game for the last 4 years, and I've been strictly focused on creative finance for the last 4 years, or last 3.5 years. And for the last 14 months, I have my partner Cece and we built a pretty sizable portfolio of 29 houses. Sorry, so somewhere around there. It's like I get confused. 27, 28, 29, somewhere around there. And we've built a portfolio all utilizing subject to and seller finance, meaning we took over mortgage payments, and all those mortgage payments that we took over were 2, 3, 4% interest rates, which were phenomenal. In our portfolio, we also had 0% seller finance deals. I was making probably $800 to $1,000 a month, easily. And it doesn't make sense. And when I made that post on my Instagram saying, "Hey, guys, I sold every single one of my rental properties," a lot of people did not understand as to why I did it. And I want to, and in this video, I want to kind of explain to you as to why I did it. Number one is it's more of a personal side, and it is incredibly mind taking. It's too much sometimes. It's too stressful, and stressful is not the word that I want to use, but for the lack of better words, I want to use the word stressful. I was just not in the mental. I don't think I was mentally. It was healthy mentally for me to continue on and keep these properties, because I have my wholesale operation, I have my lending operation. Obviously, I'm making this YouTube video, and then I also have my rental operations, and on top of that, a lot of personal stuff that kind of happened along the way. And for me, I just couldn't, handle it for too long. I didn't see myself doing this for too long, and to be totally transparent, every night I would overdose, would be a harsh word, but I'll take more than suggested amount of melatonin every night to force myself to go to bed, because I was under a lot of pressure. It wasn't a lot of stress, but it was a lot of pressure, and I had a hard time just kind of keeping my mind, mental sanity. So I kind of, and I was burnt out, and here's the thing is, when you go 110 miles an hour every, for the last 3 years, you will burn out. And I had a lot of burnouts, and I probably had a really big burnout around July of last year, and I just kind of, suppressed it, and then I just kept going on and on and on, because for me, I had a goal of building a massive portfolio. And but that was more of a personal side for me. I needed a personal break. Another reason why is because I was getting really comfortable. I did not find joy in doing this single family homes anymore. And a lot of people would not understand it. But as for someone that's a very, very entrepreneurial, someone that's very, someone that's very driven, when you do when you do a similar thing for such a long period of time, it is very mentally draining, because you're doing the mundane, right? Like, I look at the last 3 jobs that I had when I was in high school. In the span of 8 months, I had 3 jobs, and the reason why I quit, and I didn't really quit. I kind of fired myself, which is quitting. I quit because it was the same thing over and over and over again, and I get stressed if I don't have enough stress in my life. Kind of ironic to the first point that I made. I totally get it, but please hear me out. when every single time I buy a single family house, I was, the excitement wasn't there. And for me, I need to have that excitement. I need to have more challenges in my life to make me feel really happy. Like when I first bought my house, I was super ecstatic. I'm like, I want to do more of these. And then I bought my duplex, and then I bought a triplex, and then I bought a 4-unit, and then I'm like, oh my god, I feel like every day I'm doing the same thing, and there are no challenges in my life that I need to overcome, and that was something that I did not wanted to keep that I did not want to do long term, right? Like I wasn't, and guys, like mind you, I moved to Arizona 3 years ago, and I never even thought I would be one of the big buyers here in Arizona, and because Arizona was such a competitive market. Like you look at all the big guys were here, and I'm like, I don't even have balls to touch any stuff here in Phoenix. But now 2.5 years, 3 years later, I'm like, you know what? I'm one of the big buyers here now, and I've accomplished that. And I get to a point where, like, my ability to raise money and my ability to take down a deal to buy a house, I could probably easily buy 2 houses every single month without a problem. And I could do this for the rest of my life, and I could retire at the age of 65 with probably 100, 200, 300, 400 million dollars of single family homes. I was set. I would, like, this is like better than the corporate ladder. But that's not what I see myself doing long term. I want, which is kind of leads me to the third point, is I want to go and build a portfolio of multifamily, especially multifamily around seller finance. I don't think that's a niche that hasn't been tapped in yet, and I want to be one of the first few people that say, you know what, Kevin really, Kevin is like the expert in the multifamily space, especially around seller finance. That's kind of what I want to do. And me just saying this gets me amped up. But versus if I were to talk about a single family house, it would just be another deal, and I could literally care less if I did another deal, single family home deals today. I could care less. I don't care anymore. But if I got a lead, if I was underwriting a multifamily deal right now on seller finance, it gets me excited. I can see I can feel the blood pumping through my body. So I wanted to go into multifamily space, and I think that's a natural progression that every investors have to make, at least in their career. And I've heard also Pace Talk say the same thing. Is you build resources, you build relationships, you build skills along the way in the single family side, and you take those resources and all the things that you along the way in single family, and you sell all your single family eventually, and you go into multifamily. And some people were like, hey, were you not? And on a side note, some people were asking me, hey, were you not making a lot of money on my single family 27 portfolio that I had? And I'm like, I was making pretty good money, right? Like all these houses were midterm rentals. They were rented out for twice the amount of a long-term rental rate. So I was making really good money. Like probably with the midterm rentals that I have, 27 of them, I could probably live the rest of my life. Sorry, my dog's here. I could probably live the rest of my life, not really have to worry about money, right? My partner and I were collectively making probably $17,000 to $18,000 every single month, on average, right? Because it's seasonal. Midterm rentals are seasonal. Sometimes you have vacancies, but on average, we were making, between $15,000 to $20,000. Let's just say that. So if I was making $7,500 to $10,000 a month, and I could probably get by with that. I could probably not have to worry so much about money, right? And that's kind of where I was. Sorry, my dog's crazy. Another thing is, I actually got a pretty good offer, and my partner, her and I were going back and forth on what we wanted to do with our businesses, and if she were to buy me out. So like my partner was the one who bought me out. So we have 2 LLCs that hold 27 rental properties together, and she bought me out of all those 27 rental properties. And the number was, said, hey, let's just see what all the houses are worth. 123 Main Street. If it's worth $100,000 and we owe a mortgage of $90,000, $10,000 of equity, divide that by 2, you get $5,000, I make $5,000. and she keeps the $5,000. So we did the calculation, and all these homes were bought like in the last 14 months. So a lot of houses did not have equity. But when we calculated all the numbers, there were about $500,000 in equity across all of our rental portfolio, everything combined, 27 of them. And I said, well, $500,000, divide that by 2, that's $250,000. So that was our purchase price. So I don't know if I want to kind of get into too details of a number, but that's around the realm. Was about $250,000. I got a $50,000 down payment, and then I seller financed my equity, the remaining couple $100,000 on seller finance, and my first payment starts December 1st. The reason why I gave her this 3 months of buffer was because I wanted my partner to have enough time to stabilize all these assets before she has to pay me. So I said, you know what, we're going through a slow season here in Phoenix right now. Stabilize all the assets. I don't want to put you in a spot where you have to pay me right away. So I got a $50,000 down payment, seller finance the rest. My first payment starts on December 1st, and then I seller, and then I'm going to be carrying the note at 0% for the next 24 months, and then I get a balloon payment at the end for about roughly $80,000. And one of the reasons why I scheduled for 2 years seller finance. I seller finance for 2 years is because the way my partnership worked was my partner does all the operations, and I'll find the deal and I'll bring the money. I'll bring the private money. So I use some of my own money, and I also brought on private money lenders to the table. So if you look at it, these are my private money lenders that my partner is taking over subject to, right? My partner will be taking over, will be paying my private money lenders every month. And I said, you know what? I'm not going to leave my private money lenders just in the deal with somebody else, because at the end of the day, these lenders are my lenders. These are my lenders, not my partner's lenders. And I want to make sure my lenders felt secure. So I said, you know what? I told Cece, my partner, can you, in the next 24 months, can you pay off every single one of my private money lenders, or at least replace them? And I wanted to be the last person to get paid out, right? How silly would it be if I brought all my private money lenders, around $800,000 worth of private money lenders, and I got paid out on $250,000 up front, and now I have no skin in the game, and my private money lenders are working directly with my partner, which was not the original agreement. So I called up every single one of my private money lenders as you guys should, as that is the right thing to do. I said, hey, this is what's going on. My partner's, my partner Cece, who will be paying you out over the next 24 months. But here's the thing: every single one of my private money lenders that I have, I will be the last person to get paid out. And if something happens to the business where my partner is not able to pay your monthly payment, I told my partner, hey, take my $5,000 a month and make sure my private money lenders get paid. Because at the end of the day, as I'm selling a business, right? I sold a business. I didn't sell rental properties. I sold a business. I want to make sure my private money lenders, or quote unquote employees, are taken care of, right? So that's kind of how we structure the deal. And so what's going to happen with my life? I sold every single one of my properties, my personal residence as well. So what am I gonna do with my life besides the multifamily? Well, now that I've sold every single one of my properties here in Arizona, I actually decided that I will be moving out of Arizona. I've been here for about going into 3 years now, and I move about every 2-3 years, and it's about time for me to move, and this just perfectly lined up. So I have subleased my apartment that I'm living here. Sold all my rentals, of course, sold my primary residence, subleased my apartment. I actually sold my car subject to, because I was underwater on my car, so I had a friend of mine that's going to be taking over my car payment. And then I'm moving to New York City. I just quick change of scenery. And here's the thing is, I don't know what's gonna be happening for the next venture of my life. And that's kind of scary, but I've been in this spot multiple times in my life. I'm only 23, but I feel like I live so many multiple lives. And there's this big unknown that I don't know what's the next like when I turn the page, I don't know what the next page is gonna say. It might be a complete flop. It might not be. Who knows? But when I turn the next page, I want to be able to write on a clean slate and say, this is what the next chapter of my life holds. right? Whether it's multifamily, or and maybe moving to New York is not even the right decision. Maybe selling my rentals was not even the right decision. And guys, sorry about the noise. My dog's playing with the bones. But you know what? But here's the thing: nobody knows. Nobody knows if I'm even doing the right thing. Maybe I should not even post this on YouTube. But so how we structured it: seller finance, and then we had 2 LLCs that held all these 27 assets together. And I own 50% of those 2 LLCs, and my partner owned 52% of the LLC. So it was not a real estate purchase. This was amendment of the LLC ownership rights to the LLC. So my partner is buying 50% of my ownership on seller finance. So it was really interesting how we structured the deal. But here's the thing: I will still be in business. I will still do a lot of real estate deals. I will still buy rental properties, and I am so forever grateful for my partnership that I had. This is the best partnership, and I actually hang out with her. I called her today. We had dinner yesterday, and we always have great time. So guys, sorry, the camera cut out. But guys, thank you so much for following my journey along the way. Like I said, I don't know if it's the right thing to do, but there's only one way for you to find out. So continuously watch my YouTube channel. Continuously pray for me. Continuously watch out for me. If you have any opportunities if you have any opportunities or relationships that you want to introduce me to, I would love that. And guys, I love you guys so much, and see you in the next video. Bye guys.